Okay, good evening, everyone. Dr. Freedom here with you. Time for some Doctor Who news from in and around the universe. Well, that could affect you in some strange, weird kind of way. Alrighty, got lots of weird stuff going on. Apparently, according to what I've been hearing, there's supposed to be a large announcement going on for the BBC, apparently sometime tomorrow. Now, could this be that they're going to be saying Jenna Coleman's leaving the series? Or could it be something else? We do not know. I'm also hearing something about a possible restructuring of the BBC itself. Now, how that's going to go down and what it is was a whole bunch of bureaucracy and legalese that I'm not even going to try to interpret. But it's kind of a weird thing going on right now because, new parties, political stuff going on. And to me, it's like, why try to fix it if it's not broke? It's gotten to be crazy. Matter of fact, I was beginning to think for a while that was the battle cry of one of my local companies: fix it till it's broke. And it just don't do it. But okay, let's get into what we do have, before I drive you nuts. Okay, let's start. Let's see, it would help if I line these things up first, but you know how I get. Okay, first off, on top of the bat, let's go on. This video was put out earlier today by the BBC channel. It was over on the BBC website originally, but I snagged it here. And this is the 12th Doctor's. It was basically Peter Capaldi sitting there discussing some of the little bit of changes they've done again to the TARDIS set for Series 9. Lots of little nifty, tiny little things. They moved around here and there, the things they've added. Plus, of course, he discusses the roundels, which, us, old school fans really love, and we're glad to see them back on the TARDIS. So if you want to go check this out, it's not even a minute long, and it's a nice little sit down with Peter Capaldi for a minute. Okay, over here on Cult Box, we got 10 teasers. Now, this was popped up earlier this week, but I figure we better run through them again for you folks who hadn't seen these, in case you just can't wait and, you want to sit here and go through this. Here it is. I figured I'd share that with you in case you want to go over it again. But, all right, on the other news, actress Jenna Coleman becomes the ambassador for Places to Be. Basically, it's a let's see what she had to say about it. She was very proud to become an ambassador for Places to Be. Having visited the school, I've seen firsthand how vital their work is at very important stages of children's personal growth and development, offering support on a one-to-one level and a place to talk and a place to be when sometimes the outside world and simply growing up can be overwhelming is key. And I want to help raise awareness of the charity and hope that this will help young people feel confident and talk openly about how their feelings incorporate about their feelings and incorporate it into their everyday life. So it's kind of nice that she's doing this, nice little thing there, charity organization for that. Okay, moving on. Now, this one you may want to avoid if you're wanting to avoid spoilers. This is stuff out of Doctor Who magazine, and don't worry, I'll skim through it real quick. We won't stop and read any of that, but it's stuff for the first basically 4 episodes. It's separated into 2 parts. I'll leave this one for you guys to read if you really, really want. But, it does go into some detail on some things. Okay, next up, Series 9, do details on episodes 3 and 4. Same deal here. Matter of fact, okay, the main thing that they cover here, and it is, I don't even know why they're calling this a big-time spoiler. But basically, you're going to see a Tivolian again. That's basically what it is. It's just the race. You remember the rat guy from God Complex? That's basically what it is. And before the flood's going to have an Arcatinian, which was introduced in the Torchwood episode, Greeks Bearing Gifts. So if you're into that, and this character also, this particular alien also appeared in the very first story of Sarah Jane Adventures. So if I remember right, the Arcatinians, it's a really, they're I don't even want to try to describe them. So, and this one, like I said, it's nothing plot wise. It just says that this is set in a mining base in Caithness, Scotland in 2119. And that's all that tells you. Don't worry. There's nothing more than that. There's no plot details. But if you want to go check it out for yourself, here it is. All right, moving on. Now these, Now this one, he doesn't really go into that much detail. This is Brian Minchin's episode guide. Unlike the one that was earlier, he doesn't really like nail down plot stuff or anything like that. So this is safe really to read. I don't see much in the real hardcore spoiler department. He doesn't go too in depth or anything like that. He just basically giving you little teasers, to set the mood for what's coming. That's all that is. So don't worry about that too much. Okay, get ready for this. Series 9 Part 1 on DVD and Blu-ray. That's right. Series 9 of Doctor Who, as of today, is available to pre-order from the BBC shop and Amazon and will be released on the DVD and Blu-ray in 2 parts, with Part 1 in November 2nd and Part 2 early next year, with each part at £25.52 for DVD and £30.63 for Blu-ray. A complete box set of the full series will follow later in 2016. Now, the thing is this. Why would you do this? Go out and buy it by part, because then you're going to end up paying over £51 for just to have Series 8. And also I like Blu-ray these days. I'm really spoiled to it. So that right there, if I went out and bought that, both parts, it'd be like over 60 something pounds. Well, I just sit back and wait for the box set. It's going to probably be cheaper, and you might even have more features with it. Okay. So if you're interested in that, you can pre-order the Blu-ray here, pre-order the DVD here. Here it is. Okay, moving on. Blockter, Daleks on the London Underground. Basically, I guess it was a promotional thing. Having them running around at Westminster London Underground Station. They were basically celebrating their return to Doctor Who this week. So they had a little fun with those running about in London today. If you want to check out the pictures, here they are over on Blockter. All right, moving on. German broadcast date for Series 9 has finally been announced. Okay, in an exclusive to Doctor Who News, German broadcaster Fox revealed the broadcast details for Series 9. The series will premiere with the complete 2-parter, The Magician's Apprentice and The Witch's Familiar, dubbed to German, on the 3rd of December of this year. That's right, at 9 p.m. Bummer. Bummer for the folks in Germany. The series then continues with 2 episodes every Thursday at the same time. And if you want to find out more about international broadcast dates, there's their guide, or, go to This Week in Doctor Who, boom, boom, boom. All right, so there you go. So all set up for you. So you folks in Germany, you're going to, unless you've got to hook up, to get it, live stream or something, all that from the BBC, which is available in some areas over there, you may want to go that route. Okay, Tracy-Ann Oberman is returning as Yvonne Hartman in Torchwood. We were getting a laugh out of this earlier because ever since a friend of mine, Beefhead, showed me a series called Toast of London, I look at her now and I think, oh my God, it's Mrs. Purchase. And you'll get that joke if you watch Toast of London. But Big Finish announced that Tracy-Ann Oberman will return to her role as Yvonne Hartman in Torchwood. One Rule is the 4th release in this new series of audio plays. Now, One Rule is written by Joseph Lidster, who's written 2 episodes of Torchwood and the Sarah Jane Adventures. And Tracy-Ann Oberman, of course, last appeared in Doctor Who as Yvonne Hartman in the Series 2 finale, Army of Ghosts and Doomsday. Now, Dan Starkey is going to be in it as Ross Bevan, Katrin Stewart, who you all know. Well, Dan Starkey, you normally know as Strax, and Katrin Stewart, you normally know as Jenny Flint. But they're going to be in this as apparently, a couple different roles. Here's a brief synopsis. This will be released in December from BigFinish.com. Now, they haven't gotten a specific date as of yet. I suspect it'll come shortly. Now, what's nice about this is we can look into a whole new era of Torchwood that we don't know about. This is, she was in charge of Torchwood before Captain Jack, stepped in and took it over after the Battle of Canary Wharf. So now we're going to see what was going on in Torchwood before all that happened. And they could do a whole series off this, honestly, because there could have been a whole lot of things Torchwood handled that we don't even know about long before Captain Jack and his crew took over. So might be an interesting thing for you to keep an eye on. Okay, and lastly for today, sorry, my allergies keep. James Goss, Torchwood Q&A, the first installment of the new Torchwood series from Big Finish. See, here I go again. For the Conspiracy was released last week, and there's your review of it. But Doctor Who Magazine put some questions to the producer of the series, James Goss, and it's a short little Q&A, and it's right here if you want to, check it out, or if you want to check out the Conspiracy. And of course, this will take you straight to the page for it over on Big Finish. Okay, so that's all I got for now. Don't worry, that last thing's my Twitter page. I was just checking over some stuff. Like I said, this whole shifting of the BBC thing around's kind of got me a little bit, worried. But at the same time, we also have to factor in the fact that BBC is not confirming or denying anything at this point, and that's really got me a little bit panicky. But don't go crazy yet. Series 9 has not even aired. Let's worry about Series 10 after we've watched Series 9. I have an eerie feeling that something is going to happen next year. I do not see them skipping a year. If they do so, it would just be complete act. Oh, God. I was going to try to find a kind way of saying it, you see. But basically the act of complete idiots if they were to do that. Now, I think if worse come to worse, and they did have to skip a year, I think they do a truncated season like they did with David Tennant back in, I think it was 2009. But I don't see them skipping an entire year, especially when this is their highest selling drama. So as I find out more about Series 10, I'll be sure to pass it on to you. But so far, not hearing anything yet. But don't panic yet. That doesn't mean anything. If it comes like January or February and they aren't filming yet, panic. Okay. But until then, let's sit back and remember Magician's Apprentice airs this weekend. And Omega Files is going to be on later that night. We're going to sit down and have a talk about it. And I hope you come join us and sit down with us as we, discuss the episode. Because I think it's going to be fantastic. At least from what I'm hearing across all the board, it's going to be incredible. So don't panic yet, guys. Keep a smile on your face. Keep your heads held high. And let's head for the weekend because tomorrow is Friday, baby. Good night, folks.